My name is Carlos Kaloni. Into our very first story. Feast the country protesters have defied heavy rains to continue their three-day unprecedented demonstration close to the seat of government, Jubilee House. Now, the protesters had wanted to occupy the frontage of the Jubilee House, but were kept at bay by barricades and more than 50 policemen in riot gear. However, this did not deter them as they continued to sit, sing and dance in the middle of a busy road to, among others, demand an end to corruption, mismanagement of the economy and unemployment. Maxwell Agbagba is still on the ground and has come through with the following report.
Crowd control gear, who are standing there wearing helmets, who are fully dressed in route control gear, making sure that the protesters do not get access to the Jubilee House. They've managed to keep them at bay for about, I think, 200 meters, but they have been here since morning, and they tell us that they're not going to leave until tomorrow, Saturday, 9 p.m., which is going to mark the three-day unprecedented protest that they mentioned earlier. You can see many of them holding this placard. Let's speak to some of them. Let me see. What do you want to talk to? We deserve better. A democracy without accountability cannot survive. Read this one.
My name is Taylor.
Why are you taking part in this protest? It's raining. It's been raining for the past 3 hours, but you're still here.
I'm taking part in this protest because we are losing as a country. Our leaders are not treating us well. There are so many things, if we start, we cannot complete. But you can see Ghana deserve better. We deserve better.
Okay. You say what? As Gracia as violence on the people fix the country. Why?
Because, so first of all, I'm not doing this for myself, right? I'm doing this for the people who can't be here. I'm doing this for the generations yet to be born. I'm doing this because I am a Ghanaian. I'm doing this because this is my country. We can't sit and see this country go down the drain. Yeah. No, we need to change our ways in this country. Things need to change. The system has to work in the country. That is why I'm here. It's been raining for hours, but we are here, me, everyone else. We have been here in the rain, and we are not leaving.
You're not leaving?
Yes, no, we are not leaving.
I'll come back to you. I want to show our audience what exactly it is like beyond this human wall that they formed here. So you find the police officers, personnel of the Ghana Police Service, also stationed here behind these metallic barricades. And this is a different layer of security, a different layer of measures they put in place so that the protesters will not get access to the Jubilee House. You can see all of these police officers, they've been standing in the rain for hours unending. And they are not moving. There's been no confrontation or whatsoever with the protesters, no confrontation. And I've been speaking to the convener of the Fix the Country movement, Oliver Barker-Boma, and he was telling me that although they've not witnessed any confrontation between police and the protesters like we saw yesterday, they are still not impressed with the service that they're getting from the Ghana Police Service. He said that is because their goal is to reach the Jubilee House, and they've not had access to that place. This is the convener. He's sharing food to the people of Oliver Barker-Boma. Let's talk to him. What are you sharing? What's that? Is it food?
Yes, food packs. Some people have volunteered to bring food to the demonstrators. So we're just sharing the food to various people. Yeah.
And you've been distributed water, soft drinks, and all of that?
Yes. Yes, people have been constant supply of water. People have donated water and drinks throughout the event. And now we are bringing food for the evening. And new people are coming as well, as you can see, to support us here.
But what time is this ending though? It's been raining for like 3 hours. You were in the rain, you did not move an inch. The police officers also did not move an inch. When is all of these ending?
Well, the notice we gave the police was that it was going to end at tomorrow 9 p.m. So it wasn't one where we close and go. We are here to the 9th of tomorrow.
The police in the last 30 minutes has released a statement saying that they've engaged some of the leaders. Can you tell us your position on the meeting with the Inspector General of Police?
We have seen the statement. and we have reacted to it on Twitter. All the things that were contained in that statement do not represent what was said in the meeting. The claim that nobody was assaulted is completely false. They are disappointed in the IGP for leading such a barefaced lie to put out to the public domain. There's completely no trust by a person who continues to pander to the media and refuses to acknowledge responsibility for the wrongs the police have done.
So you are saying that, contrary to the claim by the Ghana Police Service that nobody was assaulted, some people were assaulted?
Completely false. There are even pictures of people who were injured online. So to deny the pain of these people, all we have asked them to do is to release a statement. We've released a statement asking them to apologize so we can call off the demonstration, which they have been done.
Now, the police have come under intense public backlash from recognized bodies and the minority in parliament for unleashing terror on peaceful protesters for alleged unlawful assembly and breach of the Public Order Act. Now, their actions have been described as blatant abuse of power and affront to human rights. The police yesterday arrested 49 demonstrators over what they say is high-level corruption, unemployment and mismanagement of the economy. The University Teachers Association of Ghana, the Ghana Journalists Association and Minority Caucus in Parliament have issued statements condemning the police handling of the demonstration. My colleague James Aveji joins me via Zone with details. James, what's contained in the statement by UTAG?
Okay, Carlos, so UTAG essentially is bemoaning the kind of force used by the police as seen in the videos that has been on the media since yesterday. They are saying that, in fact, they wish that the police would have gone a bit professional about how they went about the arrest yesterday. Let me read part of that to you. It says that we would like to remind the Ghana Police Service that their unprofessional behavior is an affront to and has resulted in the violation of the right of the demonstrators to freedom of assembly, including the right to demonstrate in a peaceful manner, speech, association, and movement, and their right to dignity guaranteed in the 1992 Constitution of Ghana. It continues saying that the recent tendency for the police to resort to court injunctions to prevent a constitutionally guaranteed right to expression instead of carrying out its constitutional duty of protecting citizens is extremely worrisome and completely unacceptable. That's the position taken by UTAC. They, in fact, concluded by urging the Ghana Police Service and the justice system to be guided by the law, always in the discharge of their duties. And so, essentially, they expressed worry over what we seen yesterday and part of today, asking the police to be more professional than they are.
All right, so let's look at the minority caucus in Parliament. I mean, what's their position of the way the police have been handling the demonstration so far?
Yes, Carlos. So the minority have also not minced words at all as far as this is actually concerned. In a two-page statement, first of all, they also say that they are, in fact, not too happy with the conduct of the police. Part of the statement says that it is shocking and unacceptable that in 2023, officers of the Ghana Police Service would resort to backward and archaic policing methods to counter peaceful protesters who were only manifesting their lawful and constitutional guaranteed rights. They condemn what happened in every uncertain terms and in fact, urging the police service to actually take steps to resolve the issue. They also went ahead to call for the release of the 49 persons who've been arrested. That week, the police have already gone ahead to release all 49 of them, but they still are in possession of mobile phone as well as other gadgets that they have seized from these persons. The minority says that they are demanding the immediate and unconstitutional release of the protesters. They ended by saying that we wish to remind the police and the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government that no amount of intimidation can stop the people of Ghana from holding the feet of appointees and duty bearers to the fire of accountability, and they must brace themselves for more civic action. We shall remain citizens and not spectators. That's how the minority concluded that two-page statement, essentially saying that they are also not happy with the conduct of the police and they resort more to the law, the tendency of holding people, using extreme force on protesters. They are happy with that.
All right. So we know that GJ is also asking for an unqualified apology from the police. Did they state why they are asking for such an apology?
Yes, the GJ has been very heavy on the number of journalists that were caught up in the heat of yesterday. We learned that journalists belonging to who work for Metro TV as well as some other international media houses were caught up in the heat. In fact, the first or the opening paragraph of the GJ statement says that the Ghana Journalists Association condemns the Ghana Police Service in no uncertain terms for arresting and maltreating some journalists covering Thursday's demonstration in Accra. Now, they say that in their estimation, the conduct of the police was highly unprofessional, absolutely unwarranted, and inherently repugnant to press freedom and the dignity of the affected journalists. They say that their investigations indicated that some journalists, including correspondents of foreign media organizations such as BBC, AFP, and AP, were arrested in spite of the fact that they properly identified themselves. In the case of Metro TV reporter arrested at the Accra Regional Headquarters for taking video of happening there, our investigations indicated that she was manhandled by some police officers after the arrest. They, went on to call on the police. They say that the GJ believes that the conduct of the police in arresting and maltreating innocent journalists was distasteful. But if the police wish to add salt to it, they must not rub it in the wounds of affected journalists, as the police press release sought to do. And all
right, James. So I think those are the details actually from the GJA. But we do know also that you were at a meeting earlier today between the police hierarchy and some leaders of the Democracy Hub group. And the Ghana Police Service has actually refuted claims of allegedly assaulting protesters, as it promises to investigate any official complaint of the matter. First, who were at this meeting?
The meeting was between the police hierarchy led by the IGP himself, as well as conveners, some of the conveners of Democracy Hub led by Bernard Mona. And so those are the two parties in the meeting. In fact, the conveners were there in company of their lawyer, Samuel Doji was there, as well as the police also were there with their lawyer. Superintendent Asari was also at the meeting. So those are the two parties that were present.
All right, so let's talk about the issue of assault raised by the protesters. The police say it is not true. Is that your position?
Exactly. So in the view of the IGP, he in fact indicated that 24 hours after the incident occurred, and per the report that he has received, there was no indication of such acts going on, no incident of manhandling, assault, or brutality against any of the protesters. Now, he urged them to file official complaints with evidence, because the absence of evidence does not support such claims. And so if they go ahead to file an official, complaint with that regard with the appropriate evidence, he's promising to initiate an investigation into that to get the matter resolved. And so as far as he is concerned, in the absence of any evidence, he does not think that such a thing has happened in the activities of yesterday.
All right. So as we speak, do we know if the protesters have been able to reach the Jubilee House to carry out their demonstration? Briefly.
No, because they've not been able to get to the Jubilee House. In fact, they actually started from the median of at the 37 traffic light and tried to get to the Jubilee House. But when they got to the entrance of the 37 military hospital, a barrier was actually formed by the police with fully armed police officers in their protective gears. And so that is where they have been since afternoon. The procession has not been able to get to the seat of government.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, James, my colleague in the Joy Newsroom. Now, let's watch some more engagement with Maxwell Agbagba.
See one protester standing in the rain, eating. What are you eating? Fried rice with chicken?
Chicken and salad, you know. Yeah.
But you're drenched.
I'm dry. Then
you're wet.
I'm wet. I can still wait till tomorrow because, you know, we want to send a signal to Kufuado and his appointees. We want to let them know how the country is at. How you cannot eat 3-day meal, a 3 times meal a day. We can't even afford pay.
Are you suggesting that but for this protest you don't get this fried rice and chicken?
Oh no,
Is that what you're saying?
no. That's what I'm saying. The point I'm trying to make that Ghana is hard. Ghana is hard more than even we think that Ghana will be. That's the problem. The problem is that when you look at the thing from yesterday, what happened between the protesters and the police, that makes some of us join today. Even on the raid, you are still on the raid.
Okay, so what you can see, some of the protesters are holding placards and are standing behind these barricades and then showing them to people who are driving home. Of course, it is the rush hour, and now we're beginning to see some traffic situation. The police have to redirect the traffic onto the stretch. So on a regular, you have all these vehicles using the road in front of the Jubilee House, but that is not the case today. That is not the case, and for many hours since morning, these protesters have been here throughout the scorching sun. Now the rain, it's still raining, and it's still here. They say they are not moving. You can see some of them in their raincoats. Let me move and speak to some of them. Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you, Maxwell Agbagba.
Tell me, how is it going for you?
It's going very well. You can see that we have defied the rain, right? If you like, it will rain from now to 24 hours. We'll be here.
Okay.
We'll be here.
You are not living here today?
We're not living here today.
We have a visual here.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
We have allowed the tyrant Kufuado, who demonstrated multiple times. In fact, he's a well-known serial demonstrator in this country. I mean, a supposedly human rights lawyer stopping Ghanaians from demonstrating. I mean, it's unheard of. They have, in fact, they have sold this country. In fact, they have finished this country. Everything in this country is gone. I mean, someone that is known as a human rights lawyer.
Still on the protest, Fix the Country is about to address the media, so we cross over live to the venue.
No. Ghana will say yeah. Ghana will say yeah. Ghana will say Ghana will say God bless bless our homeland. Let's go down.
Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Feel our way through humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors rule with all our will and might forevermore. And help us to resist oppressors rule with all our will and might forevermore.
And rise, Ghana youth,
For your country, the nation demands your devotion. Let us all unite to uphold them and make them great and strong. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved. Let's build our motherland. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved. And build our motherland. Hey!
Calmness. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for today. And thank you for coming. To our friends in the media, for those who have stayed with us as well, I want to appreciate you for your efforts today. I've lost my voice today, and so I want to beg with those who are listening to us at home. For that, I may sound a bit scratchy. Also, I want to apologize to you. I don't have the gift of speech, unfortunately. So those of you who are hoping that I'll hit all the notes and the chords that would inspire you, I apologize in advance. Today has been one of the most important days in my life. Today we have written ourselves into the annals of the history of this country. By our resolve, by our determination, we have shown that when power backs, we respond in equal measure. We have shown that when the powers that be intend to abuse powers to corrupt our democracy, we, the civic people of this country, the right-thinking members of our society, and young people who believe that saving our democracy is important for tomorrow's generation, we've shown up. You've showed up and you've shown your faith in the process of what it means to build a true democratic culture. And I want to thank all those who came with us from the morning, who was here from 6 a.m., those who left are rested at home and watching us today, and those who came later on in the evening to replenish our ranks. I want to particularly thank the women for showing up, women for sending the message that women protest too. You've shown that the destiny of this future cannot be written with your role, without your roles being inscribed in gold. And I want to thank you for your sense of duty and your continuous mobilization to make this an effort. To the lawyers who mobilized themselves yesterday in order to ensure that the powers of tyranny would not have their day, we are grateful for your vigilance in ensuring that our democracy stays alive. For all the people on social media who have mobilized resources to continue to feed protesters, to provide them water, without your mobilization, without your efforts in ensuring that this works, we would not have achieved the success we've achieved today. I'll tell you what, we are not yet there. The battle to win back the soul of this country, to ensure that the path of moral decay that our leaders have put this country on, we are arresting it. And I promise you that a new Ghana beckons. I promise you from the countrysides of this country, from the farms and the riversides, that a new spirit is awakening in the young Ghanaian. They believe that tomorrow will be different. They believe that tomorrow will be more generous. Tomorrow will be more empathetic. We have the faith that we can build a new culture that is empathetic and built on the pillars of freedom and justice. I assure you, at the end of this path, there are blessings of prosperity and liberty. Liberty that the founding generation promised us. But we must not relent, because the forces that seek the downfall of this republic are alive and well. They control the institutions of government. They control the courts, they control the police force, they control the military. But they cannot control the streets. We are showing them that when every institution in this country is captured and co-opted and has lost its voice, the streets will speak loud and louder than any point of time. We want to also thank our ancestors for opening up the skies today. That they have shown us by the rains that they endorse our march, that they endorse our advocacy for a different Ghana. A Ghana that is generous to tomorrow's generation. Now, today again I am reminded of my own frailty as a human, that I may not go all the long path with you, that freedom will not come maybe in my lifetime, that I may die young, but I promise you, we are lighting a path to tomorrow. We are lighting a path that others will carry on. And this is the true faith of what we have done. We have achieved something that people before us could not achieve. But tell you what we are doing today is a little too late for you and I. This is a battle that our fathers should have fought for us, but it's too late for us. But what we are doing is ensuring that tomorrow's generation do not suffer what we have suffered. That is important. That is important to build a culture that is respectful and recognizing that every culture that sustains itself must anticipate that old men will build trees, the shadows of which they know they would never sit. Now, I want to use this opportunity as well to remind you of that we are continuing tomorrow. This was a 3-day protest that's never happened in our republic before. Tomorrow we are showing up again. And we're marching to Julobi House. That is the purpose and intent and end point of our demonstration. We have no intention to confront the police. We're inviting the police again to be respectful of the law and the rules of our constitution. That the language of orders from above must cease. There's no order more stronger that speaks with a clearer voice than the constitution of this republic. Now we the people are inviting them to provide the necessary protection so that we can go before the people's house and speak truth to power. This is the promise of our democracy. We are inviting anybody who is listening to us that tomorrow at 10 a.m. we are moving. And so we are expecting that every individual will be assembled by 9 a.m. We are moving again and we are going towards the Jubilee House. We understand that tomorrow is a holiday. So many people have spoken up about coming. So many of you were looking to today to see whether or not the police will misconduct themselves. I hope that you have gotten your answer. That in the face of misconduct and indiscipline, when you raise your voice of justice, you can quench the fires of violence that the police animates the police. Today has been the freest we have ever been. This is what we can achieve. Tomorrow, step out and come forward. You have no reason to be afraid. You have no reason to be fearful. Come forward and join us and join your brothers and sisters in the ranks. Let us march on the streets and claim the people's democracy for them. Because the dividends of our democracy, it is for us, the people. We do not have the luxury. We do not have the luxury to hide millions in our bedrooms. So many of us here do not even earn minimum living wage. This cannot continue. So there's no reason to stay on indoors. Come out and join the streets. And for those of you who are interested, we continue to invite you to donate to support what we are doing. That those who have continued to send money for feeding demonstrators, for ensuring that they have water, please do so as well. Now, this is my final message to you. The journey is not yet ended.
Never.
We have only taken the first step. We have only taken the first step. It is important that we maintain momentum and we are consistent. That we achieve for our generation and next generation a new constitution that is built on social justice. A new constitution that secures for us all accountability, respect for the rule of law. That must change in our lifetime. This is what we are asking of you. Thank you very much for those who have come. and I expect to see you here with us tomorrow. Freedom. People, power, people, power, people, power, people, power, people, power, people, power, people. Power. Today we have shown the beauty of the people's power. Thank you very much and have a good night. Freedom!
Well, so you just heard from convener of Fix the Country, Oliver Baka-Vomawo. If you're wondering where all of these happened, it happened right here in the middle of the street here, right in front of the 37 Military Hospital. Now, the Jubilee House is just about 200 meters away from this place. On a regular day, on a normal day, you cannot stand in the middle of this road to do this because this is a busy, very busy stretch. It's a high security area. That Fix the Country and the protesters who say they're embarking on this unprecedented 3-day protest were able to hold their protest right here in the middle of the road. It started in the morning. Now let me show you what is happening here. So you can see these police officers have been stationed here since morning. They've been stationed here since morning together with the protesters. It rained heavily here. Many of the protesters who are here are drenched to the skin. They are drenched to the skin. Many of them stood here, right here in the rain when it was shining. The sun was shining. It was very hot. They were here in the sun. When it rained also, they were here. I have one of them here with me. I want to find out from him. So you've been here since morning.
Yeah.
It was really hot. And then it started raining. You were in it all throughout. What's your objective for being here?
We've made our point very clear. It is very serious that we will sit down as a people